Hello again, everyone. Today I am here with an update on my TWSBI Vac Mini. When I did my fountain pen collection tour video, I pointed out that the bottom of the section, which was right here on this pen, was cracked in a few small places. You can see there's some little cracks that go up and down there. So I took people's advice and I emailed TWSBI, and literally within a half hour, they emailed me back and said, we can send you a new body of the pen. Just send us $4 via PayPal and we'll ship it off right away. And so I was like, okay, this is worth $4 to not have this cracked thing. And that was just for shipping. So I sent that off and told them that I was very impressed with their speed at responding to my email. And literally 2 days later, I received a new body of the pen. Now, I had thought about changing out the body on a video, and I decided not to do that just because I had never done that before, and I'm kind of glad I didn't do it on the video because I did struggle a little bit, but I will tell you how I did it, and that it's actually really, really easy and that you don't need to worry about it. And it's also a great way to clean your pen. So the TWSBI Vac Mini. So for those of you that don't know, a Vac mechanism is essentially a vacuum mechanism. So in here, in the body, in this body, which is the new body, which is on here, there is a rod with a little rubber plug up at the end. So when this is fully turned down, the plug is up against this area here, and it doesn't allow more ink to flow down into the nib. So this would be good for travel if you're trying to block off your entire ink supply and you don't want it to leak everywhere. But when you have this locked down all the way, you will only have access to the ink that is in this area here. So when you're writing, you normally would, you can even see a little bit of that, sorry. Let's go. So you can even see a little bit of that mechanism happening where the plug that's up at the top is pulling back. Let me do that again so you can kind of see. So you can see it move just a little bit there. And that little bit is enough to have ink flow from here to the nib. So when you are replacing this portion here, and I'm not going to do it because there is ink in here, but you would unscrew this all the way so that it's flowing freely here. There's no more threads to unscrew. And then you would pull this out because this whole section does pull, but it won't go past this area here. And maybe I can pull it out a little bit and show you. And I'll actually put a paper towel at the end so I don't so I don't splooge ink everywhere. So you might be able to see that there is a little bit of a flat area on either side right in here. So this is essentially where the wrench goes. So you would put this is the wrench that comes in all of your TWSBI packages. So if you have this pen, you have the wrench. It's basically under the, and I don't have a box handy. I probably should have done that. I did not plan that. But when you get them, they are seated in a little box, and it looks like there's nothing else in there, but there is a little formed white area, and underneath that is your wrench. And there's also a little bit of silicone in there as well if you need to lubricate anything. I didn't lubricate anything. I just took everything off and then put it back on. So this wrench goes here into that little notched area. Let's see if I can find it. Okay. And then, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So lefty-loosey. So you unscrew that basically until this whole portion, including the rod, is loose. And then you pull that out. And then you unscrew this part. This just unscrews very easily. And I'm actually going to push down this end piece here. Oh, it looks like no ink came out, so that's good. So you just unscrew this area, and then you have just this piece. And then you go in reverse, you put the new one in, you tighten that, you put it back in and you tighten it, and then you screw on the top. One thing that you can also do with this method is if you have ink stuck in here, you can do the same thing and then clean out your barrel really, really well. And I actually took advantage of taking it apart and did clean it really well while I was doing that. And then I refilled it with Birmingham, Ohio River, which is one of their new crisp formula inks. And I will test that out for you today. But I wanted to show you the Vac Mini compared to the larger size Vac R. So Vac 700R is the new version of the larger Vac size TWSBI. Apparently the just Vac 700s, they had some issues. I don't even know exactly what the issues were, but apparently the 700R is an improvement. And if you have the 700 and you want to swap parts between the 700 and the 700R, you may not be able to. So I would go ahead and do some Googling on that if you want to. But so this is the Vac 700R in the Iris colorway, which was a special edition. And I think they may be releasing them again, but I don't know, because it had this really beautiful sort of, I don't even know what this is called, this beautiful colorful nib. And then there's the same effect on the body here. So the mechanism to fill for these is the same on both of these. The main difference is the size, obviously. So when this is uncapped, it's about the same size as this capped, and then uncapped. So I actually use this one unposted, but this one I generally put the back cap, I twist it onto the threads in the back so that I can write with it like that. And it's a really decent size pen. I really like this size pen. This is a little bit bigger than the TWSBI Diamond Mini. Actually, I do have one. Let me get that and show that to you as far as a size comparison. So it's just a little bit taller, both capped and uncapped, just a little bit. And the nib is a little bit, actually I think the nib is the same size on these. So I think it's basically the same nib, but you cannot swap between them because they have a different way of going in there. They sell them each for each one, is basically what I'm trying to say. So there, if we put the cap on that one and then the cap on this one, you can see that the TWSBI Vac is just a little bit taller. But generally, I'm happy with both of these sizes posted. But one main difference between the Vac and the regular Diamond Mini is that you have a lot more ink capacity. So as you can see here for the Mini, your ink capacity is essentially between these two areas here, and the ink capacity in this is this entire area here. And what I also wanted to show you, I'm not going to be filling any of these or emptying any of these today, but I did want to show you the ink bottle that you can get. This will work with both the Vac 700R and the Vac Mini, and you could probably fill this as well. It just would be a little bit different. So how you can fill the Vac 700R, so there's basically two little caps here. There's one cap here, and this is the one the top cap is the one you would undo if you wanted to fill either one of these smaller pens. So basically you would put the nib in here until it's tight, and then you turn the bottle over with the nib in it. And for the Vac, you would do the regular Vac process, which how you fill it is you pull this rod, so you unscrew and then pull the rod all the way out. And then I do this very slowly, and I found that slower works better. And with this bottle, it's actually not that much of a problem because you can turn it upside down and get a lot of ink access to your Vac pen. So basically you pull it all the way out, and then you go slowly down, and then right here there's a little bit of a flange. So once you hit that, so basically I go slow until I hit here, and then there's a little pop there, and then it sucks the ink back in as part of the vacuum action. So you can do that with those. I use this bottle, I've only used this bottle with this one actually, and this one you can go down to the second step. So if you undo this top cap, you have access to this area where you can put the nib in, but the nib has to be a certain size. It has to be smaller, like these two. And then if you open the second cap, you can actually screw this pen in, and I'll show you how. So you would unscrew the nib section, and then you screw this into that, and then you turn it upside down, and it essentially fills this entire barrel. So it's really quite convenient. But I thought I'd do a little comparison while I was talking about the Vac Mini and how great it is and how great TWSBI is with their customer service, and I really did want to do a follow-up. I will put a link down below to the video, or not the video, the website that I used to figure out how to disassemble this, because that will give you a better instruction on how to do that. And I prefer to do that because, you know, this was my first time doing it, and if you saw me doing it, I was fumbling around quite a bit, quite honestly, and it was really tight. So I did have to grasp this really, really hard while I loosened that little screw off area. So that seems to be normal. And when I put it back on, I didn't over tighten. I think that's also something that you want to watch out for when you're doing that kind of thing, so you don't over tighten it. All right, but just note that this little wrench will be with your TWSBI when you get it. So you should have everything you need to take it apart. But yeah, I was really, really happy with the replacement, and this part was truly all I needed. And now this one I might save if for no other reason than for the washers or the little O-rings that are on here. But, you know, just in case I need it for anything else. But that is the crack section, and now I have a great new pen here. I'm going to do a quick writing sample, because this is actually a good comparison, because I think these all have medium nibs on them. Let's see. Yes, they all have medium nibs on them, so you can kind of see the difference between all of the different TWSBIs, or at least the TWSBI Vac versus... Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. There we go. Hopefully my focus will work out. Okay, so this is this one's been sitting for a little while. This is the TWSBI. Oops. Okay. Oh, and I have the back off. Okay, so I probably don't have any ink to access. So this will show you. You can actually get your pen flowing as well by just pulling back on this section here and pushing in a little bit, and it will push a little bit of ink down into the nib. Yeah, see, because now I have a great flow of ink, and then you have to for all Vac pens, really, you'd have to twist off this back area just a little bit. So now here we are, TWSBI Vac Iris 700R, and this I believe has Troublemaker abalone in it. Abalone. And this is a medium nib. Okay, so I'm going to close that up. I'm actually going to twist the back because I probably won't be using that for a little while again. And with that full ink reservoir, you have a lot of ink. Okay, so this is the TWSBI Vac Mini. It's the clear color, and it also has a medium nib. And this is Birmingham. Ohio River. It's actually a lovely, lovely ink. I'm going to cap that, and then I'm also going to show you this one, but it has Emerald of Chivor in here, and I've actually had some trouble with it clogging up just a little bit, and that is purely the ink, although it seems to be doing fine now. So TWSBI Diamond Mini with a medium nib, and this is the mint color, which I think is still available in some places. And then this has Jerovan. Chivoire, or Emerald of Chicken, as it is lovingly known. That actually flowed really well. I must have gotten the I must have gotten the clogging issue resolved. So here I'll show you a little bit closer up. Oops. Never know which way to go there. There you go. And there you go. You might be able to see some of the shimmer. It's a dark day today, so I'm working just with artificial light, but might be able to see. Oh, there you go. There's a little bit of the shimmer. Okay. Well, that's all I wanted to cover with you today. I hope that was helpful. Feel free to subscribe to keep track of future videos on my channel. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. I hope to see you next time, but until then, have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.